YouTube, what is good? It is your boy Flex, and put your muscles up, because we back with another video. In today's video, man, we got part 2 of the Taxman. So go ahead and cut out all the chit chat, get right into the video, grab your headphones, turn the volume up, get that full experience. Get into the videos, watch it, let's go.
Cockerill's future as a fighter, security consultant, extortionist, and self-proclaimed one-man justice system can't last forever. So now he's looking to less dangerous activities.
A lot of people have been paid off, as you see. We've got a big industrial area. British Steel, ICI, Wilton, things like that. And they get paid off. They might get £50,000 after working 30 years, 40 years, whatever. So they get paid off. So what they do is invest the money into cigarettes. They'll go abroad to somewhere like Belgium or Spain, buy the cigarettes for whatever price, £1.50 a packet. Come back here, they sell them for £2.50 and make £1 on a packet. And they might get 20,000 packets, which is 20 grand, you know. The money in the cigarettes is phenomenal money. But why the cigarettes is more lucrative than the drugs is the jail sentences. You'll get caught selling cigarettes, you might get 3 months. You'll get caught selling a couple of grams of heroin or a couple of grams of coke. You're going to jail for a couple of years. So that's the big difference. And the amount of money what you make in drugs is nowhere near as amount of what you make in cigarettes. Some of these fag men are making 40, 50, 60 grand a week. Hi, Kev. Hope you're keeping out of trouble. yeah, sound, yeah.
Good lad, good lad.
Doing well, pal?
In nearby Hartlepool, Brian meets with a group of mates.
You alright? Keeping out of trouble? Can you just turn that off or just wait here while we go outside to sleep the mates again? You can't get this on camera.
With the Taxman, some secrets can never be shared. Work done, and it's time for serious business.
This is nice, this. Sweet and sour chicken, a little bit of that. What a diet, you see. It's a seafood diet, everything you see, I eat.
The Taxman gets by on 6 meals a day, totaling 12,000 calories. Enough for 4 men.
Yeah, that's why he's so big.
This is one of his favourite places. An eat as much as you can buffet, which Brian takes as a personal challenge. But he maintains he's not greedy. To be a prize fighter requires natural ability, training, and heavy calorie consumption.
When I'm doing the taxing, you've got to be able to fight, because sometimes you might go to a house, you might kick the door, and there might be 10 lads in there, you might have to fight like yourself. I've beaten the doors before, there might be one lad, you might tax them, but you might go and there might be loads of people in there backing them up, and you've got to stand there. Sometimes you might have a fight for 12 minutes, and sometimes you might have a fight for 10 minutes, but you've got to be prepared, so that's why you've got to do all different types of exercise and different types of sports, you see.
I don't know, man. If there is multiple people, man, there's very few people who could really, defend themselves in that situation. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can be big, you can be strong, but if you got 5 other men, I don't know, man.
But while Cockerill has yet to encounter a man who can match his muscle, will he meet his equal in the animal kingdom?
Look, they just look like monsters. Roaring, massive. If you had your arm round, you could hold it. But once you pushing down the other way, the pressure is unbelievable.
A one-man justice system who targets drug dealers for a large slice of their profits. To reach the top of his profession, the Taxman had to prove to the Underworld that he was an unstoppable force, prepared to do anything for their cash. In his game, reputation is everything.
I caught up with my eating stone and I threw him on a marble table. I nearly broke his back and snapped it. It was about a 2-inch table, snapped it in half. I split his nose wide open, he hit the deck. I dropped him, he jumped up again, nutted him again, and dropped him again. I said, I didn't even fucking punch you yet, and I've dropped you twice. I said, you daft, and I went, boom, slapped him. And I knocked him out the palm of my hand, and he took his fucking head off, perforated his eardrum.
But inevitably, this one-man, steroid-filled powerhouse was to meet his match. Lee Duffy, a young boxer and street fighter with an awesome reputation as an underworld enforcer. But when they finally met, Brian claims that Duffy was no match for the taxman's left hook.
So he ran at me and grabbed my legs and tried to pick me up and put me down, but my strength was probably, I was arguably one of the strongest people in the world at the time, and broken world records at the time. So I grabbed hold of Lee, and I picked him up, and I ran at him and threw him into this door, and the door fucking smashed his head into there, and he fell back, and I headbutted him, I threw him at the end of the door really hard. I headbutted him twice, he fell to the floor, I hit him with the elbow in the face. As he went down, I kneed him in the face.
But
Alright, how many of y'all really think that went down? Is there proof and evidence that the taxman really worked Lee Duffy like that? Do you guys believe that he worked Lee Duffy like that? I don't know, man. I'm still a sponge. I'm still learning. Okay, so y'all let me know, cause in my mind, I don't know. It might have been a tougher fight than that.
in true Butch and Sundance style, after beating each other to a pulp, they became firm friends.
He said, oh, fucking look at the size of this. Imagine me trying to fight someone like you. I must be fucking mental, he said. Because he wasn't a small lad, he was like 6'4", 17 and a half stone. And he said, strongest lad I've ever met, man. He said he had hideous strength. And anyway, we got together and we became the most fierce partnership ever in Teesside and the most ruthless. All the drug dealers shut down everywhere in Teesside because we went around taxing them all, kicking the doors in. Wow.
The Duffy and Cockerill partnership inevitably made enemies. Before long, a price was put on their heads and a hitman was hired.
Me and Lee were walking down the town, and this lad had put a contract on to have us killed. Anyway, the lad was going to have me shot, and anyway, we kidnapped him, took him to this point here, took him down the gate there. I put tie wraps on his hands, put a rope on his leg, and I kicked him in the sea there. I had him in the sea, bobbing up and down, just obviously fucking drowned him. I had him in about 20, 30 seconds, pulled him back in. But we never had no more fucking trouble for him. Took the money off him when he had a big stash of money, drug dealer.
Okay, why is every single assassin that is brought up in any of these fella stories is always terrible? They're always so bad, bro. The worst type of assassins you could have. Like, obviously, the good assassins you're never going to hear about, right? Because they get the job done and you're not going to hear about them unless they get caught. These guys that they find, I swear, come from Bob, Dick, and Jane's from down the street. What in the world?
And about 3 months later, he was shot dead.
And are you responsible for his death?
No. It was alleged I was, but no. I done my bit of fishing that day. I got my revenge that day. He was a horrible bastard, but you know, if someone's going to try and kill me, I have no compulsion whatsoever to take them out. And I would throw.
But their partnership was to be savagely ended.
Hold on, we're gonna go back a bit. We got a little audio error.
You know, if someone's going to try and kill me, I have no compulsion whatsoever to take them out. And I would throw.
Okay, it's not me, it's the video, guys. It's the video. Alright.
But their partnership was to be savagely ended.
Teesside boxer and nightclub bouncer Lee Duffy was stabbed to death last night in the centre of Middlesbrough. A stretch of blood near a pedestrian crossing was a grim reminder of the savage killing. Police believe that Duffy may have been killed as part of an Underworld feud.
Lee Duffy, my address is for Brian, you won't make 30, you've got too much bottle, kicking doors and running that fucking drug dealers with guns, and he's just got no respect for life type of thing, your own. He said you won't make 30, but sadly he was the one who didn't make 30. I'm still here now.
And that's the most remarkable thing about Brain Cockerill. The very fact that he's still here today, still in business, and still taxing. He puts it down to learning a lesson from every incident in his shadowy past.
One night, I come out of here about 5 o'clock in the morning. I was with a friend, Ranjit, a Pakistani lad. And there's a kid here waiting for him with a shotgun. And he jumped out from one of these cars. "I'm going to fucking shoot you, packy bastard," he shouted. And he had the shotgun, ready to shoot him. I'm joking. I said, "Hey, put the fucking gun down." So he stood, and it was close as you and I now. I said, "Put the fucking gun down. Put the fucking gun down," I said. And he went, "I'll fucking shoot you, Brian." I said, "Come on then, shoot me." I said, "At the end of the day, you shoot me, I'm dead. I don't worry about it. But see all these fucking witnesses on here, and you go to jail for the rest of your life. You're a fucking dickhead." Now put... So he run with a gun and fucked off. What I'm trying to say is, you can't outrun a gun, can't run a bullet. So there's an old saying that you charge a gun and run from a knife.
In 1992, the taxman's luck was to run out. His violent methods had upset too many people.
Please, people, please, please. Never charge a person with a weapon, period. Whether it be a knife, whether it be a gun, don't charge at him. If you can talk your way out of the situation, talk your way out of the situation. If you can run, run. But don't run towards the person with the deadly weapon.
Local villains lured him to a house. It was a trap. Today, the house is no longer owned by gangland figures, but the memories remain strong.
The lads ran out and hit me on the head with a hammer. Another one's put a gun to my head. He split my head open here. And holes all over my head. Obviously, you can't see them because of the... I had something like 160 stitches or something ridiculous in my whole body. And they tried to get me on the floor and they couldn't get me down. I was fighting with them. In the end, I fell at the floor. I fell in some slipping water and that. And the next minute, they run in and the heavyweight boxer had a pot bread bin. And he was smashing me in the face with a bread bin, shouting, "Break his jaw." Obviously, I broke his jaw. But he couldn't break my jaw. And it wasn't like one of them films, them old black and white films, you see. You get hit on the head with a gun and you get knocked out in a second. But I wasn't in that film anyway. It's a total different thing. And in the end, they ran out of the house and the man next door took me to hospital.
And when I looked out, I seen Brian just hanging over the wall. I thought, "Oh, bloody hell." Oh, the blood was all over the place.
Underworld figures are believed to be behind the savage beating of powerlifter Brain Cockerill. Cockerill was left for dead by a gang who beat him with hammers and baseball bats. Doctors in South Cleveland Hospital are due to operate on Mr. Cockerill's injuries.
Can you see some of your wounds?
Yeah, I was slashed with a machete on my leg here. I've been hit with hammers in the legs, and you can see the hammer holes in my legs. And this one here as well. You can see the hammer holes there. And I've been hit with bars. I'm stabbed in the back of the legs. I've got bloody, skin grafts on my thighs where I've been. You can see where the skin's been taken off there. Stabbed in the backs of the legs.
It's nice to see the guy now, but I didn't think I'd see him again. I thought he lost so much blood.
I thought he was going to die, yeah.
And honestly, I just thought he was a gunner. If he'd have been somebody who was just normal, he wouldn't have lived. He wouldn't have given it.
All it did is enhance my reputation because people said, "How can you beat him? If 12 lads can't beat him in a house with knives, guns and baseball bats and put him out of the game." They said, "He'll be pushing up daisies now, you'll never see him again. He'll be in Blackpool, a boarding house or something like that. He'll be gone to Spain." I didn't. I was straight back out. And the lad said, "He's fucking crazy, this fucker. The only one way to stop him is to kill him." And my mate said, "Yeah, you kill him and he'll still probably come back at you."
But in time, the taxman was well enough to go back to his old ways.
There was an allegation of I'd done a massive armed robbery. There was all sirens out here. I looked out. There was police. "Armed police, armed police" on the floor. So I had to lie down on the floor and assume the position, as they say. Hands behind my back, handcuffed. Was taken up. I was arrested, taken to the police station. I said that I'd grabbed a black Nigerian kid, put a handgun to his head and robbed him of £50,000 worth of heroin. The lad was supposed to pick me out on an ID parade. He come round, he said, "No, that's not him." And they said, "Well, I thought he said he was like 23 stone, 6'3", and his name was Brian." Anyway, he said, "No, that's not him." So anyway, they never got me for it, but I'm the only person ever to be arrested for taking drugs off a drug dealer, and he was given immunity.
But it's no wonder the kind of witnesses pretend that they haven't been there or disappear or kind of don't give evidence or whatever.
Would you be a witness?
Against you? I'll tell you one thing, I think twice about it. In fact, Yeah, I can understand most people would not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah.
And so, have you ever had a witness give evidence against you? Ever? Never.
I went to the police station, but never been caught.
So the witness's testimony changes miraculously.
Yes.
Or they go off on holidays and.
Or they go away for a week. So things, miraculous things happen, don't they?
But you can't. I mean, the police must be incensed because, you know, if they try and prosecute you fairly, then they never get a success. I mean, with the crimes that you've done, you've only had one driving conviction.
Yeah.
How was that?
Because I've never been found guilty in anything. Like I say, there's been the evidence the police have had have never been enough to convict me.
Professional criminal, huh?
Our driver today is Tito, and we all say, hola to Tito.
For the last 6 years, the taxman has worked without a break. He is prevented from travelling abroad because his dogs are so vicious that no one outside the family would look after them. But with teenage son Jordan staying at home, Brian and Amanda take a rare chance to visit the Canary Islands. Year-round sunshine with all the comforts of home.
That's the cherry off me. So that must be the taxman. Fantastic. Very at the Canary Islands, sunshine every day. Amanda's happy, we'll get the tan.
It's peace and quiet. It's nice.
He's fast, isn't he? Sounds like me at feeding time. Like that. Right. Strong, eh? Yes. Strong man, Britain, strong man, yes. You know, when I went to Greece, it was the same, because they love Hercules, Achilles, and all these type of things. So they can relate to strength, and they stare at you and they admire you, because they admire the hard work you've done. I'm saying you could buy like a tobacco shop here, tobacconist.
They're here to relax, but they've also got an eye on business.
Something like that. You could make good money off them, couldn't you? How much is that? 20? That's £12, isn't it? And how much is it in England? So how much is £4.75? That's £47, isn't it? So it's like half the price, less than half price. And that's from here. So if you bought it from the warehouse, you'd get them even cheap, wouldn't you? How much is this back home? 20 quid? 18 quid? That's what a year. £6.25. Don't you? You're ignoring me. How much is that?
About 20 at home.
Right. We're going to come here, we retire in the next few years, because it's a nice culture. Spanish people are more laid back than back home. People are nice here, and plus there's more opportunities out here. Once maybe start a water sport, you know, jet skis on the beach or deck chairs, something like that, and maybe getting into buying clothes and selling clothes in a market store.
Place looks nice.
The island holds magical appeal for the taxman. Locals are astonished by his size. There are clear business opportunities, and then there are the animals.
Whoa. Hello, fat man. Jesus, he's a beauty. You see, they've got a bite over £800. That strength is unbelievable. I'm still heavier than that croc. I would become arguably the strongest person in the world at one time. But the strength, obviously, with the fighting ability, is very dangerous, because you're probably 6 times stronger than the average person on the street. You know what the heck was that?
Right, I'm at number 30 and we are now at number 8.
Number 30? The anacondas, 30 foot long, 28 inches thick, or 28 foot long, 30 inches thick, and they've killed people as well. They're huge. It's not the stress on that, it's worrying that you could kill someone so easy in a fight. It's not what people can do to me, it's obviously what I can do to them. It frightens me more than what they can do to me. There he is. There's a baby. Bite you completely in half. Absolutely enormous. £4,400. That's just phenomenal. They're 6 times stronger than a human, them. A chimp. But the gorillas are about 8. Look at the size of him. He's the boss. Isn't he? been keeping that what I've been eating on holiday. I'll just give you the first day instead of going right through the full week. For breakfast, I'll have had 4 coffees, 1 banana, 1 apple, 1 pear, an orange, sugar puffs with milk, 3 yogurts, 4 toast, 3 scrambled eggs, 1 sausage, beans, tropical juice, 4 bacon. That'll be breakfast. Lunchtime, 2 chops with veg, pasta, potatoes, rice, and a fruit cocktail, 3 ice creams, jelly, chocolate, cake, and Lucozade, 2 yogurts, ham salad sandwich, 2 of them, and 4 cups of coffee. Dinner time, 1 chicken curry fried rice, a second beef curry noodles and rice, 3 bowls of ice cream.
Bro, I feel sleepy just listening to all this food that he's gonna eat. Like, I feel like I'm gonna take a nap for him after this list of food. Holy shoot.
1 cake, sponge cake, a coffee with milk, 2 Sprite and half a pint of water. Late supper, 2 bottles of water, 2 ice cream, 1 banana, 3 coffees, further bottle of water, 3 hot dogs, 2 buns, 2 hamburgers, 3 buns, another 4 yogurts, glass of Fanta, glass of orange, 2 Cokes, another bottle of water, 3 a.m. in the morning, ham, cheese, salad, sandwich, half a pint of milk. That's it. That's 1 day's roughly.
Wow.
Back home and drink 10 pints of milk as well a day. Obviously milk is horrible.
He's as a gangster and self-declared taxman are numbered. As he gets older, he will no longer be able to extort fortunes from criminals. But can he put his violent lifestyle behind him?
Hello. That's the parrot, not me. Hello, son. What do they call him? I used to have a parrot, called him Herman because he was like a little monster, no Herman Monster. And I gave him away to a friend. I gave him to a friend because he was... And 2 days later he started speaking. I thought, if he tells the police everything I know, I'll get about fucking 30 years. I've seen him in here with guns and all sorts. I know where the bodies are buried, under the patio.
Telling where the bodies are buried has been a real problem for the taxman. Like many enigmatic underworld figures, he has written a warts-and-all book detailing his life story. But that in itself is a legal minefield, as the most shocking stories can never be told. A true-life confession would send the taxman straight to jail.
You couldn't tell them where the bodies are buried, could you? And you couldn't really tell them how many people you've shot. You can say, say you have had someone shot. You can't tell them things what you've done, what you haven't been arrested for. You can only tell them the things what you've been arrested for and alleged. But you can't come out and say, well, I've robbed this place and I've robbed that place and I've done this and I've done that, because you're obviously incriminating yourself. But the things what I've done in the book were all alleged offences. But this is probably just the ice tip of the of what I've done in my lifetime.
Brain Cockerill, the taxman, is an enigma. Persuasive yet terrifying, blunt and sharp, brutal to some and compassionate to others. He's one of a kind, but is yet to come to terms with the fact that his taxing days may be coming to an end.
When you're getting older, you realise the most precious thing in life is your life, your freedom and your fitness. But when you're younger, you don't care, you're just mad, you know. But now, somebody said, oh, there's a dealer's got such and such on there, I'd check him up first now. Have a look at, see, or plan it all. But yeah, so I just go and kick the door and run in.
Because as you get older, right, you can maintain your fitness and respect and all that, and you keep your strength. What happens when you're 75?
Well, I am old now. I'm 42 this year, so I'm still here. But we've come to that bridge and crossed that bridge and we come to it. But I think the taxing thing's finished because there's that many dealers now.
There's a lot of people who've kind of hit a lot of money, been through a lot of money, millions of pounds like you've been, you know, and they come from kind of council backgrounds. A lot of them done the work.
Squander the money.
Squander the money.
Yeah, squander it.
Have you squandered it all?
Yeah, I've squandered my money. I've lived life to the full. I've lived life a million miles an hour.
But you're running the risk of some young gun coming up with a revolver and taking you out. And it doesn't matter how big your biceps are. You know, the bullet, if it gets you in the right spot, you're dead.
Yeah, but
does that bother you?
No.
The future is uncertain for the taxman. He faces an uphill battle if he's ever to become mayor of Middlesbrough. He may take a bullet for a tax too far. Or perhaps he will live up to his promise to rent out deck chairs on a stretch of Spanish beach. The biggest fear is that he will take his muscle to another part of Britain and start afresh. Only the taxman knows, and he's not saying.
We're back.
All right, and that's the Taxman. Very interesting character for sure. Very interesting character. In my opinion, he seems a little eccentric. You know, I'm not downplaying any of his stuff he was involved with or what he's had to do, what he's done. But you know, just again, everything I say on this channel is always it's my opinion, right? But somebody said in the comments. And I really agree with it. Here in the States, he would have had a harder time being a taxman. He would definitely had a harder time being a taxman. You know, very lucrative there, but here, probably not so much. Yeah. So, but hey, you guys know what to do, man. Make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up, post in the comments down below, and of course, smash that big red button. Until next time, you guys put your muscles up. It's your boy Flex. I'm out of here. Peace.